Int. Apartment. On day. Eric's apartment is a small, cramped space, cluttered with stacks of papers, empty coffee cups, and discarded takeout containers. The room is dimly lit, with the sunlight struggling to penetrate through the half-drawn curtains, casting long shadows across the worn-out furniture. The air feels stagnant, mirroring Eric's stagnant state of mind. Eric, a disheveled young man of 27, sits hunched over his desk, surrounded by piles of paperwork related to a job he despises. He gazes out the window, his eyes filled with a deep sense of ennui and longing. The outside world seems distant and unattainable, contrasting with the monotony that engulfs his life. "There has to be more to life than this," Eric said with a sigh. His voice carries a heavy sigh, resonating with the frustration of someone yearning for a purpose beyond the monotonous routine that has come to define his existence. The weight of his discontent is palpable in the stillness of the room, amplifying his desire for something greater, something that can break the chains of his suffocating boredom. Int. Living room. At night. Eric lies on his worn-out couch, his body slouched and weary. The flickering light of the television casts a dim glow on the room, creating an atmosphere of isolation and monotony. As he drifts in and out of consciousness, a sudden shift in the air electrifies the room. In a haze between wakefulness and sleep, Eric's eyes widen as a mysterious figure materializes before him. The figure, known as Mr. Shadow, exudes an aura of enigma and power. His presence fills the room, causing a chill to run down Eric's spine. "Tired of this life, Eric? I can give you an escape, a new reality where anything is possible," Mr. Shadow said in a whisper. The words hang in the air, resonating with an otherworldly promise. Intrigue dances in Eric's eyes, a spark of hope amidst the mundane existence that has engulfed him. Who are you?" Eric asked nervously. "Names don't matter, Eric. What matters is your desire for change. Your wish can come true, but be warned, the price may be higher than you expect," Mr. Shadow said. Eric, caught in the grip of curiosity and longing, finds himself unable to resist the allure of the unknown. "I'm willing to take the risk. Show me a world beyond this mundane existence," Eric replied. His voice trembles, a mixture of apprehension and determination. With those words, Eric unknowingly sets in motion a chain of events that will forever alter the course of his life. Int. Dimly lit alley. At night. As Eric's senses return, he struggles to sit up, his head pounding with confusion. The alley is cloaked in darkness, the only source of light coming from flickering street lamps in the distance. His heart races as he takes in his surroundings and the ominous presence that lingers in the air. Suddenly, figures emerge from the shadows, their forms obscured by darkness. Eric's breath catches in his throat as he realizes he is surrounded by criminals. They close in on him, their menacing grins and eerie laughter sending shivers down his spine. "Looks like we got ourselves a new recruit. Welcome to the underworld, kid," the criminal leader said with a chuckle. Eric's eyes widen in terror as the gravity of the situation dawns on him. His wish for escape has brought him not to a fantastical realm but to a dangerous world of crime and the supernatural. The realization sends a cold wave of fear crashing through his veins. He searches for an escape route, his mind racing with desperate thoughts. How could he have been so naive? The consequences of his decision threaten to consume him, and he realizes that survival in this new reality will require him to confront his deepest fears and make choices he never thought possible. Int. Abandoned warehouse. At night. The abandoned warehouse looms before Eric, its decaying walls serving as a chilling backdrop to the unfolding nightmare. Inside, the air is thick with tension and the stench of desperation. Eric stands at the center, surrounded by his newfound criminal companions, their eyes filled with a mixture of menace and apathy. The criminal leader, a cunning and merciless figure, steps forward, his gaze fixed on Eric. The weight of his words hangs in the air, suffocating any hope that remains. "You're in too deep now, kid. There's no way out. Embrace your new reality," the criminal leader said mockingly. Eric's heart sinks as his struggle to maintain his humanity becomes increasingly futile. He never wanted to become a part of this dark world, but he finds himself forced to commit heinous acts under the watchful eyes of the criminal leader. Each action chips away at his soul, leaving him feeling hollow and trapped. The weight of regret and despair settles heavily upon Eric's shoulders as he battles against the inner turmoil. The dreams of escape that once burned brightly within him have transformed into a living nightmare, consuming him with every passing moment. Desperate thoughts of redemption and freedom swirl in his mind, but the criminal leader's mocking words echo mercilessly, reminding him that there may be no way out. Eric's moral compass is pushed to its limits as he grapples with the choice to either succumb to his circumstances or find a way to reclaim his true self. Mirror at day. Eric's heart pounds in his chest as he awakens in his small apartment, the remnants of his harrowing experiences still lingering in his mind. Sweat beads on his forehead, and he clutches his chest, questioning the reality of the nightmare he just endured. Was it all just a nightmare? Eric asked himself while panting. His eyes flicker to the mirror, reflecting the sunlight streaming into the room. A glimmer of hope flickers within him as he catches a glimpse of his reflection. His gaze locks onto his hands, where the vivid image of blood stains his skin. A slow smile spreads across Eric's face, relief washing over him like a wave. The realization hits him, it was all just a dream. He's still himself, untainted by the darkness that consumed his consciousness. Just a dream. I'm still me, Eric whispered to himself. With renewed confidence, Eric walks towards the bathroom, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He stands before the mirror, looking at his reflection with a mixture of gratitude and a newfound appreciation for the ordinary. Turning on the faucet, he washes the imagined blood from his hands, the water soothing his troubled mind. As the last traces of crimson disappear, Eric's smile grows wider, a symbol of his liberation from the nightmarish ordeal. The scene fades out, leaving behind a sense of closure and the possibility of a fresh start.